preventable accidents that you didn't have any control of. But according to the Department of Labor, 3 million accidents were reported nationwide last year, all of which they say over half could have either been prevented altogether or the injury greatly reduced had people know what they were doing with their safety goggles, actually worn the proper protective equipment. So there's a lot of reasons to protect yourself. Injuries can affect more than just you. They can affect your loved ones. They can even be deadly. So first, let's talk about eyes. It's important to protect your eyes from where we work, especially metal, flying debris, wood chips, dust, metal flakes, chemicals, spills, anything that can occur, obviously. Now, they say that 56,000 injuries that were reported were due to improper usage of personal protective equipment, which I found pretty amazing. I'd probably be one of those people. I don't know. So anyway, preventing eye injuries is relatively easy for the most part, especially in simple ones. Just, you got your personal protective safety goggles here. Now, this seems to be the common fad for around here. We like to put them up on our head, use them as a headband. I'm guilty. We all are. That's why it's important to refresh ourselves with, hey, what would it be like if I really couldn't see? Now, I wear contacts, so all I have to do is take my contacts out and I get to right here, and that's about it. So it's an easy visual for me. But also, I've noticed since I started working here, I believe it's been about a year now, that the thick oil in the air likes to get on my contacts too. So if I don't wear these, it costs me a pocket for more contacts and changing them more frequently. So they're a good idea. Just make sure they're snug. These are actually the only piece of personal protective equipment that are required here at MA Metal. They're the only requirement. They're of course not the only recommendation I would make, but I did find out in looking over some of this, MA Metal actually will cover up to $40 if you need prescription safety goggles, which is always nice. So you got those. Let's talk about ears a little bit. A lot of people just don't think about how serious it can be if you get an ear injury. I've, never had any or suffered any hearing loss that I know of, other than selective. But lots of things can result from it, such as fatigue, stress, misdirections. That can also result from selective hearing, but most of the time, hopefully that's not the case. And a lot of people don't like to wear them. I've heard people say that they can't hear as well wearing those, but actually it has a cancellation effect in canceling out all the other big noises around you, sheets crashing down. It actually enables you to hear better. So, and then your hands. It's important to protect your hands. I believe, for the most part, all this stuff is fairly readily available. Welding gloves. Now, I'm told these aren't for any particular personal protection, but they do help with production, prevent smears and fibers from getting in parts. And I think these are probably the most generally used around here. These are for welding. These are for all that fun stuff. Now I know a couple people like Irma, they work really fast. They have issues with cuts right here. So these pretty much eliminate that for the most part. Still got to use a certain amount of common sense and general caution, but for the most part, always a good idea to wear gloves. And something that I think not everybody thinks about regularly is foot protection. Not just against slip and slide, but against, we're around a lot of heavy machinery. So it's a good idea to cover your feet with a steel-toed shoe. If something falls on them, obviously you're going to be protected. I wear slip-resistant shoes around here because of the oil. That took me about 2 weeks of working here to figure that one out. And hopefully I didn't quite make it to the floor one day, but I was supposed to. Last but not least, knowing how Like these, wipe your glasses off, keep them clean. That'll prevent you from, it's one thing to wear glasses with not a lot of help if you can't see out of them. So then you lift yourself up to other injuries, like running into something, brain damage. So anyway, if you need glasses, just ask. If anybody doesn't have them, let me know. I'll be glad to get you a pair. Teresa will be glad to get you a pair. Or Terry from the front office will be glad to get you a pair. Now, I know that, like I said, most of this is common sense, but a lot of it, if we're honest with ourselves, we really don't think about it every day. We really don't think anything's going to happen to us. Injury is something that happens to the other guy. But statistics show that virtually every one of us will experience an injury at some point in our lives. Usually a workplace injury. So, one or more on-the-job injuries during our working life could have been prevented. Depending upon the type of injury we suffer, it can affect every aspect of our lives. If you do get injured, it doesn't end here, you take it home. I love my fiance, but I'm not going to be thrilled about pushing his wheelchair if I have to, although I will. But if he could have prevented it by wearing a steel-toed shoe, I may not push him as nicely. So I think that's it. Learn as much as you can about, all safety equipment. If you have any questions, don't feel ashamed to ask. Play it safe. Not sorry. That's about it.